Well, here we are, playing Boltgun again. Hello, how are you? I'm doing perfectly great. Thank you for asking. This mission is called Forbidden Knowledge. But how can any knowledge be forbidden to me? How am I supposed to be the utmost fluffiest if there is knowledge which I do not possess in my flufftastic brain? And let me tell you, that is because there is truly no knowledge which is forbidden to me. All knowledge is ultimately mine for the taking. How could it be elsewise? Whence came the learned man, I say? Which came the learned cat? The cat has always been learned. There is no escaping the cat. What knowledge could he possibly not possess? I mean, but that's also why, like, if I was gonna worship a chaos god, it would probably be Zine, just because it's like, well, you know, knowledge is cool. And I like learning and knowing things. It's like kind of the only one that has any real appeal. I mean, because like you gotta think, like excess is not, like excess by itself is just not even that appealing, really. I mean, just like even like things I really like food, but if you eat too much food, it just doesn't feel good. So it's like, okay, so like you gotta think if you're gonna worship Slaanesh, like it starts off okay, but then it's like, oh man, I gotta go to this banquet and I have to eat too much so that Slaanesh knows my love of excess, and it's like, it just doesn't even really sound pleasant, does it? It sounds like it would be just a big old tummy ache waiting to happen. Although I guess if you're like really into it, I guess you get the tummy ache, and it's like, ah, yes, devotion. But you know, there's a kind of the funny thing about that to me is that if you, hey, stop it. Hey, stop it, 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 stop it. I mean, but kind of the funny thing about that to me. Hi, how you doing? Is that like, I mean, is that like, of course, with Slaanesh, you would eventually get used to the, like, the feeling of, like, the bloatedness, and you would be like, oh, wow, isn't this cool? Don't I feel like a big lad? But the thing that's kind of funny about that is if you stop and think about it, like that still implies, but like, because you got to get up to that point. You don't necessarily start out at that point. You gotta get up to the point of being like into like that level of excess and things like that. If you don't just like already, I guess, have that feeling. So to me, it just sounds like it's like extra work, and then it's like, then you get to enjoy it. But like with this Lynette, I mean, with Zine, it's just like, I get to enjoy having big, silly brain lies from the beginning. So, I mean, honestly, you just probably just shouldn't worship any of them, really. I mean, it doesn't really even seem like they really give you that much for like the worship. It seems like it's a lot of effort. And then, like, if you get the special favorites, like, okay, cool, you get like your demonic powers now, I guess, but like, it takes a long time, and unless you happen to be like lucky. I mean, I guess if you could manage to get like a planet exterminatus and then like offer all the souls on the planet to your chosen deity, then I guess you could kind of expedite that process a little bit. But I don't know, it's kind of weird because I have seen like that exact plot in several things where like, oh yeah, they go through and they get the offer and things like that, but they like it seems like if you don't do it the exact right way, it doesn't even really count, which to me just seems like kind of a jip, you know. There's a little bit of a, oh, this is like, oh man, I lost all this cool guy stuff because hey, I hear you shooting. Wait, where are you shooting at? Oh, hello. It just seems like, oh man, that's just like not even like a good deal. Like you gotta go through and do all of this different stuff just to be like, oh well, you know, now you get to have tentacles. It's like, I mean, I love having tentacles. Tentacles are fun. I have so many tentacles, really, and I whip them around and go, woo. But at the same time, it's like, man, can you imagine the amount of like people you have to kill just to get like a good set of tentacles? I mean, heck, if you think about it, if you got some money, you just go to like the bad dragon and you can get tentacles from them. And that seems like, you know, I mean, those tentacles are for a different purpose, I guess you could argue. But still, it's like, it just seems like it would be like a lot easier to do that than bother with all of the, hey. Than bother with all of the crazy stuff, you know? Or like, you know, you can just join the Mechanicus and get some Mechadendrites and then you just have mechanical tentacles. I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, excuse me. I keep missing you, even though we're like really close to each other. But you know, that's like kind of the stuff you gotta think about when you're like trying to decide, do I worship this terrible demonic god of doom? Or do I worship not the terrible demonic god of doom? And I mean, like, I guess I could see arguments either way. Like, if you're in the Warhammer universe and you don't know, like, all of the costs, I mean, it's like, it's not like worship of the Emperor is inherently better. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. In a lot of ways, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff you gotta deal with that's not great. Well, that was a terrible way to do that. Yeah, well, whatever, let's gather up some health. But you gotta go through and like do all this different stuff. And then, you know, you gotta... It's like, I don't know, it feels like like, cause you gotta do like sacrifices and stuff to earn the god's favor, right? Or you gotta be just real big and cool. And that just seems like, I don't know. For a lot of the stuff they're offering, it's like, you also gotta like give up your soul basically and, you know, be their slave servant kind of deal. I mean, I guess you could be like an Iron Warrior and like try to like use the gods as tools, although that just seems like it backfires an awful lot. I mean, it just doesn't really seem like it works as well as like the Iron Warriors would like to have you believe. Although even then, like, it's like, even if you're an Iron Warrior, then you have other things you gotta deal with. It's just like unpleasant. This isn't unpleasant. That's why instead you should worship my Kali. My Kali loves you and she gives you hugs and things, and she doesn't require you to do like weird human sacrifices. I mean, after a while, wouldn't you just get tired of like the monotony of having to do a bunch of sacrifices to get anything done from your deity? Wouldn't you just get tired of like, oh man, I gotta go like kill like 100 people so that I can get like a slight boon in combat, maybe? Like, and I mean like slight. Like, because then it's like, oh no, the anathema is here, and oh yeah, look at that, all my demonic powers just done. Just gone. Bye-bye! Bye-bye, demonic powers! Bye-bye! Just all of a sudden, just like... Oh, I think it's up here, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Okay. Bye-bye, demonic powers! Bye-bye! And vortex grenade. My favorite kind of grenade. It's like, And then like half the time it's not even like cool stuff you get. It's like, oh, hello, I'm going to give you very minor buffs. And it always seems like very minor buffs. And then it could also just like cause you to turn into like a big weird monster. It's like, I mean, if you really want to be a big weird monster, I mean, I understand. I'm kind of a monster. I got like tentacles and hello. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of fun stuff to be done when you're a monster. It can be very cool. But there's also like a decent. What do I guess I already have the vortex grenade. Well, that's fine. I can come back and get this one. Did I not grab that? Wait, was I supposed to grab a key? I think I was maybe supposed to grab a key down there. Maybe. No, because I got that key. What did the red key open? Oh wait, have I used the... You know, maybe I didn't use the red key now that I'm thinking about it. Well, I didn't use it, so... I just get lost in this level. Like, I feel like something about just running around and it just always gets me like tripped up and like going, I don't know where I'm going. Like every time. So I think I need to go open the red door and then yeah. But I don't know. I mean, like, humans are always, like, striving after, like, power and stuff. Often, like, power that doesn't... Like... Like, one of the interesting things to me is that power really is just, like, constantly, Okay. Power really is just, like, constantly fleeting and, like... You know, all these things fade away and all this interesting stuff, right? But like, it never stops humans from pursuing it, right? Like they're just always like, nah, I gotta get the next Insano Dad power. I have to collect the Pokemon. I have to own all the things. And don't get me wrong, it's not like Catte doesn't occasionally enjoy engaging in power fantasy and running around and throwing people around with my tentacles and things. Like, that's fun. It's fun to do tentacle stuff. And things like that. I'd prefer it if you stopped existing, please. Thank you. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I thought there was somebody still alive in here. I'm trying to remember. No, I think the next one is like actually after you get the thingy. I have the high ground. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's necessarily the greatest idea to work for like weird demonic entities that want to like take stuff from you. Like specifically when they want to take stuff from you, you're like, now wait a minute, why do you want to take things from me? Well, oh, it looks like the way I exist and stuff. It's like, oh, so you're just the big Giant metaphysical parasite. Ah, I see. I mean, yeah, and then, you know, like, it's like, I mean, I get it in the sense that, like, because it's so terrible living in the Imperium among, like, all this nonsense and stuff, it's like, yeah, you could be tempted just to get, like, just start worshiping demons just to get something that's, like, at least a little bit better. But, of course, this is just, like, a lose-lose scenario for, like, most people, is, like, the Imperium is just like this horrible backward mess that doesn't even seem like it would be worth defending on any level. You should probably just destroy it, right? But I mean, I don't know. I guess what we're really waiting for is for the Imperium to fall, and then hopefully maybe we can get something better afterwards. I mean, well, maybe. Or maybe we'll just get something worse. I don't know, I like the idea of the Imperium just collapsing and just giving us something more interesting in its wake. I really do like Trazen the Infinite, that part where he's just like, yeah, the Imperium is kind of boring, dude. It's like, yeah, it kind of is. I like my little part of the Imperium, my little Rift Drakes. I like those guys a lot, but that's because I made them to be deliberately interesting and, like, kind of, in a lot of ways, sort of anti-Imperium almost. Oh, that fucking sucked. Okay, so wait, is there a guy alive down here? Or was there a guy back there, maybe? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, 100%. I feel like... Why isn't there... Aha! Yes, there was. Cool. And I remember where the last one is. And then there's a purple door we're gonna open upstairs, yes. Yes. I don't know, but it's kind of like how I don't necessarily like the idea of there being, like, races which are, like, just by their very existence evil. Although I would argue that in, like, if one were to look at, like, humanity does kind of seem like, at least if I was just going by, like, the default, the way they seem to behave in most things, they seem like they're kind of a species that, exists within... Oh, hello. Okay, that's kind of funny. I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, here, let's back up a little bit. Just because that's about to run out. Okay. Let's do this, and let's do... Where is... Ah. Ah, that's very funny. I did not... I had never thought to just, like, chainsword the... Lord of Change, but it makes a... It kind of does make perfect sense, I guess. He's just like, wait, what are you doing? I'm a magical lord! Those feel like the kind of demons that would, like, feel the need to express to you all of their different opinions on things, like, foolish mortal! You don't even know how baller I am! Very good. I want to go back and get that, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if I go back. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I go back and get the Vortex Grenade. Excellent. Yay! I have one mission left in Chapter 1 where I gotta do Exterminators and get all the secrets. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble bamble about demons and demon homies and demon all kinds of things. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Alright, I love you. God loves you. We all love you. Bye-bye. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.